Why is it this thing that like people have to like lesai like when they see it? It's just so fucking stupid. It's so dumb.
Isn't that most cities? Like,
No.
oh, Las Vegas. If you take out all the casinos, we're just a hole in the desert.
No, that's my point though. Like if you look at Vegas, you think, oh, that looks fun. Like there's fun shit to do, and I get it. Like you're just like, oh, that looks a good time. Whatever. New York, I think there's this impressiveness of like, holy shit, there's a lot of big buildings, and you think, Jesus, that is one of the biggest cities in the world, and great. The fucking Burj Khalifa in whatever the Dalai Lama place is. So like you see that shit, and it's like, wow, that's really tall.
The Burj Khalifa in the Dalai Lama place,
the Arabian place, you know.
Oh my god.
Is the Dalai Lama
I'm
in
glad this
Arabia?
is behind the paywall.
Whatever the fucking tall, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fucking
Jacob's
Paris.
like, not for long.
No, I'm on the record with this. I'm fine with the Olympics. Your city is not beautiful or romantic. It smells like piss.
This episode is made possible by our therapy partners, Dirty B and Pickett.
Pickett!
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. And now, broadcasting from the Churn, that's Jen, that's Whitney, I'm Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
So, you guys will
You've
be
never
proud
been
of
there.
me. No.
You've never been there.
No, but hold
Not
on.
once. Okay, but your opinion somehow is relevant.
I'm saying if you look at it, it is not distinguishable as a unique or pretty place except for the Eiffel Tower.
You're just wrong.
And if it's not there,
You
you don't
could
go, oh my God, it's so romantic.
You are-
Who gives
you
a
are
shit?
just wrong.
You
It's
are
got a shit
comically-
river
you
that
are
you cannot
comically
touch.
wrong.
It's gross. The whole thing is gross, and they know it. They know it's a scam. It's a fucking scam.
Okay.
But look,
The architecture's so pretty.
I travel.
Like, all of it is.
Yeah,
I travel.
There's hundreds of years of like the best architecture in the world. Like for literally for hundreds of years, the French would bring in the
but
best
hold on.
architects
Hold
on
on.
the planet and have them build things in
No,
Paris.
Jacob, you shut up. He's been to La Jolla.
Yeah. I went further than La Jolla. So
No,
we did
I
our
don't believe
anniversary
it.
trip.
I
I
don't-
know.
yeah.
No. I've been waiting
Nick's
to tell you
calling
this.
it bullshit.
I've been waiting. I thought you were going to be so proud of me. So like,
You mean that piss town?
No, yeah. Fuck
Take
Paris.
away the Eiffel Tower. What does La Jolla have?
Yeah. So for our anniversary trip, we went to Santa Barbara. Never been there before. That was
The
exciting.
Paris of the West Coast.
Yeah, the piss
Is there an
smell was
Eiffel
not
Tower
even
there?
detectable, and it was fine. Like it's a coastal town, whatever. That was kind of interesting. What was weird is the hotel we stayed at was beach facing. You could not see the sunset over the water because it was facing south, which is weird because it turns out, and I looked up a map, California's curved. And so there's a point where you can stand on it and you're looking at the beach. You're not facing west. I was facing south.
Yeah.
Dude, it was amazing.
California's curved.
It was so weird.
This will blow your mind.
Yeah.
Reno, Nevada is further west than LA.
Because of the curve.
Yeah.
Fucking weird. It's so
The
weird.
curve.
Curve like a dick.
Yeah.
California's still curved.
Bank and left. So there's this little town 45 minutes outside of Santa Barbara. It's called Solvang.
Okay.
It's a Dutch town. Have you guys ever heard of this?
Is this the one with the castle, or is that further north?
No, not the castle. So this town, Solvang, Solvang, it is all dedicated to Dutch architecture. It was like, I guess, settled by the Dutch. And so it's this beautiful little town that looks like you're in Dutchland.
Oh, it's cute.
And it's really cool. And I had Dutch food.
Okay, yeah, but take away
Yeah,
the Dutch
yeah.
architecture.
Windmills.
What does it
Yeah,
have?
That's not
windmills.
legit. It was just
Exactly.
taken
Yeah, no,
from somewhere else.
You guys are preaching to the choir. Yeah, get rid of that one iconic building and it's a shithole.
Like
But it
I'm
was
looking
really
at pictures
cool.
of it
Oh,
right
that's
now.
adorable.
Yeah,
Kinda
it's really
looks like
cute.
it smells like piss.
Oh no, a little bit.
Hey,
Yeah.
what is that? What does that windmill kind of remind you of? Does that kind of
It's
remind you of
cute.
the
The
Moulin
one in
Rouge?
Paris?
Yeah.
Sure does.
That's
doesn't
fine.
it?
Well, the
Actually,
Moulin
it
Rouge is the
looks a
hooker
lot like
place.
that.
I'm fine
Jim
with
didn't
that.
even mention the red light
I know.
district.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really cool. So I got like Dutch chocolate, like they had little bakeries, and it was really
Now
cute.
he doesn't have to go overseas. He can
No,
just go
I
there.
don't, and that's the best
What does
part.
the world have that California doesn't?
Not much, bud. Like, I mean, fucking yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, modern goddamn sewage. You know, we have that in
You're just
America.
wrong.
Why is California okay but nowhere else?
Yeah.
It's because
That's
I
what I'm
get
trying-
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you go to Arizona then?
I've been to Arizona,
Oh, okay.
but not like for a reason. Like you
Okay.
just go there. Like you have like business or something. You're like, oh, I guess I have to go to Arizona. You get to Phoenix and you're like, all right, you know. So it's like whatever.
What's your favorite place to go?
In Arizona?
No.
Oh,
What's your
I could see
favorite
this,
place
like-
to go?
home. After this would be great.
When you have to go somewhere.
Can't. You're not going home. We're
I have
going
to
to
leave
Arizona.
the city, or I have to leave the
Yeah,
state?
you gotta leave. Let's say you gotta leave the state.
Yeah, the state.
Well, then I want to go.
What's your favorite place to go?
San Diego.
Money is no option.
Oh.
Childcare
Applebee's.
done. So it's just you and the wife.
Yeah.
You're going somewhere, or it could be you and a hooker.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Widen the options.
Yeah.
Or the three of you. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
We're not
why
here to
not?
judge.
We could all have fun.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's an anniversary gift we could both enjoy.
Where are you going?
Southern
The kids
California.
are taken care of.
Yeah.
Maybe they're with your parents or with your
with
mom or
another
something like
hooker.
that. Yeah.
Or
with
another,
with
well, essentially, paying for their time.
yeah, a prostitute with a heart of gold.
Yeah, they all do. Southern Cali. I want to go to Southern Cali.
That's it.
I'll do that. There's nice beaches down there. It's clean. Good time.
Even in the U.S., you have a blank
Oh,
check
no.
to go anywhere.
No.
In the U.S.,
No.
Southern California is where you're going.
Maybe Hawaii.
Okay.
I've heard it's nice.
Okay.
But then I also think that's bullshit because, like, when we were on the beach, my wife's like, oh, one day I want to go to Hawaii. And I'm like, just stand here on the sand
Nope.
and look at the ocean
Nope.
and pretend you're there.
Holy shit! You
And I'll
be
just
more
sit
wrong.
here and, like, sing fucking Blue Hawaii. And,
You're
like,
just
we're
wrong.
dude, it's the same goddamn
not.
thing. It's literally the same ocean.
You know how in California you go to one beach and then a different beach and you're like, holy shit, that other beach is a lot better than this beach.
No.
You know how that happens?
Well, okay,
Like you
yeah.
go to some beaches and you're like, oh, this beach is awesome.
Yeah, I'll accept that. Yeah.
The beaches in Hawaii are better than any of those beaches.
Okay.
Any beach that you pull over on the side of the road just randomly,
They're all beautiful.
they're all better than anything in Southern California.
Okay. Yeah. But see, I don't know that.
I'm telling you that.
So, no, I know. But, like, that's
But
why I
you're
don't-
arguing against.
go-
You're actively arguing against it.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, I
So
would
you're
go to
pretending
Hawaii.
that you do know it.
I feel like Hawaii's wasted on me. Like, I would go. Money, no object. Take the time. Go do where you want to go. I'd probably go to Hawaii or Southern
And you can do
California.
Hawaii on a pretty good budget too.
See, but you said money's no object. So,
No, but I'm saying like you were able also to do Hawaii on a pretty good budget.
all right. Does Spirit fly there?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, that's a good chance.
I mean, Southwest does, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably get there. That's probably it. I'd probably go to one of those. I'm not going
The first time
anywhere
we went
else.
there, we did Hawaiian Airlines, and we did like the airline hotel rental car package all through it.
Okay.
And it was like $2,000 for a week for the two of
Okay.
us.
Wow, that's a really good deal.
Yeah, it was
I like
great.
that. That's pretty cool. Well, I went to Dutchland and to California, so that was pretty cool. I got my chocolate on, and I had sausages.
I would like to go to this place in California.
It is pretty cool.
It does look adorable.
Yeah, it was if you're going to Santa Barbara and you're doing the whole like because they do boats in Santa Barbara, it's like sailboating and shit, and there's like a wharf, so like that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So and they have a really cool like bar scene. Like there's this main street that's very walkable.
Nice.
Everything's shut down, like so no traffic. And it's like really cool bars and just like really great restaurants. So that was pretty cool.
I am a big fan of Southern California.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
reason it's
Yeah.
fucking populated.
Yeah.
Like
It's awesome.
everybody's there. It's beautiful. So yeah, that was super
Absolutely.
cool. But I went to a whole new place. I was very proud of myself.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the right response.
Way to-
I want to
Well
encourage you when you exhibit good behavior.
Thanks, buddy.
I want to encourage it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way to think outside, but pressed right up against the box.
Yeah. No. Baby steps. Okay.
Barely
I got out.
outside the box.
I got out. I'm out of it.
Box is still in
Yeah.
good view.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been there when he explains this to his wife.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Let's do something different. She's like, Hawaii? No.
No.
Still in California.
Yeah. A little north.
Across the street.
Babe,
Where
are
are we
you, are you
going?
ready to go crazy? Are you ready to lose your fucking mind?
Applebee's Santa Barbara. Let me tell you. Yeah.
She's like immediately putting in the ball gag, and then he's like, "No, we're going to Dutchland outside of Santa
I
Barbara."
want to go see a windmill. Fuck yeah. Yeah, it was really cool.
Sadly, putting the ball gag away.
Oh, no more ball gag. Yeah, but it was really cool. So I did this little traveling. Also, last note, and then I'll read questions. I got a lotto ticket because I always try to get one.
Oh yeah,
And so I go to the gas station. I'm like, hey, she goes, well, how many do you want? And I was like, well, how many can I get on one ticket?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, yeah, I've never looked into that. And I'm like, okay, great. I guess I'm the first guy to ever ask that. Feels efficient. I feel like more than one guy, whatever. So she like takes a second and she comes back curiously.
this is like the Powerball type lotto.
Yeah, multi-millions
one of the
or
big
whatever,
ones.
mega
Yeah.
millions. And she goes, it says here you can get 10. And I was
Okay.
like, yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever, 10. And she's like, you want 10? I was like, yeah, give me 10. She's on the same ticket. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I don't know
am I
how
asking
to
a
play
weird
the lottery,
question?
so
I know,
don't
none of us fucking
I was
know.
like,
It's
I
not
don't-
legal in Nevada.
So you get the same 10 numbers, I'm guessing.
No, bro. She gave me one fucking number, like one line of numbers. that works for 10 lottos. It works
okay.
for 10
so the
different
same set goes
lotto
in 10
days.
different.
I have the same number that is going to be used.
Oh, that's just funny.
It's fucking dumb. I was so pissed.
So you're just covered for like the next couple of months worth
Now
of
I
lotto
have to
drawings.
fucking pay attention to the lottery for like 2 months.
Oh, how great would it be if Jim won the lottery and didn't realize it?
Dude, that's what's going to happen. Like, give me 10 numbers and let me pay attention to the next one.
Actually,
like,
you
that's
should
fun.
send us the
Yeah.
you
I
should
probably
send us the
should.
numbers.
Yeah.
I actually thought about putting a picture of it on the Discord because that's the only way I'm going to find out if I won. You know,
Don't
somebody's
put a
gonna
picture
pay
of the thing that has a barcode on the Discord.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
Don't
Or
publish
do,
the thing
you
that has a
know?
picture. Actually, I don't care.
Or do.
Do whatever you want.
Jacob, never mind. We're all about to win the
Somebody's about
lottery
to win
together.
a lot of money. So anyway, lottos are tricky, but yeah, I'm just holding on hope. So every week I will let you know if I'm rich.
I was in LA a couple of weeks ago, and
Boy, are my arms tired.
I was I pulled into LA. I was very close to my friend's house where I was going, and I had to pee so badly,
How badly was it?
very badly. I really had to pee, and I got caught up behind a traffic accident on the freeway, so it had been a longer trip and blah blah blah, whatever. So I'm like, oh, I'll pull into this gas station here. I'll go ahead and get gas because I'm going to drive home. I was just there overnight, so I'm going to drive home the next day. It's like, I'll go ahead and fill up the gas tank, and I will pee in this gas station. So I start doing the gas. I go in there, and the guy's like, oh, there's no public bathrooms. I was like, oh.
Do you have a glory hole?
I was like, but
Yes,
you,
right this
I was
way.
like,
I'm
you
getting
have a
gas.
bathroom, though, right? He goes, yes, but it's employees only.
The hell?
Did you fill out an application?
And I was like, I will pay you right now if you will just let me use that bathroom. And he didn't say anything. I was like, I've got a 20 right here.
oh, that's a
I was like, I'll give you
expensive
$20 because I was like,
Yeah.
I've got to piss right
This
now.
is going to happen. Where do you
Yeah.
want it?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not going to mess up your bathroom because that's what they're worried about. They're worried about people going in there and fucking it up.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to mess anything up. You
Not-
can come in
not
there.
doing drugs.
You can come in there
you can
and
hold it
check
for
on
me.
it if you want to after I'm done. Whatever you
No
want.
explosive diarrhea.
Please let me into this bathroom. And then he finally was like, oh, fine. And he wouldn't take the money.
wow.
But then the funny thing was he had a car remote thing
That opens the door?
that opened the bathroom door.
Oh, that's
Shit,
cool.
So he's like, boop, boop.
Yeah, and the door just swung open. I was like, "That's a boss move."
yeah.
I started laughing really hard,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, it's kind of silly."
Oh, that's super
That's
cool.
awesome.
That's
That is.
amazing.
That's a flex. I would put those in my house just so people had to ask me
Oh,
to use
yeah.
my bathroom. Like, where is it? Oh, it's around the corner, but hold on. Thanks,
Where'd the
buddy.
remote go?
Hey, can I? I'm really drunk. Can I sleep in your guest room? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Don't close it.
I love it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Fun travel stuff. Check out all the extra goodies. We discussed the Olympics
Yeah.
and which sports merit being in it, which ones do not. And everybody has very high opinions of Paris. Check that out.
I mean,
Patreon.com.
the ones who have been there do.
That's true.
You guys haven't all been there.
Yes.
Have you all been there?
I've been there.
Yes.
Yep, we've all been to
Yeah.
Paris.
Wow. Is
three
that
pe-
common?
Yeah,
shit.
believe it or not, leaving the country is kind of common.
Dude, wow. Oh my God. That is really cool.
His mind is genuinely blown.
I know. That's
Jim's
a weird
eyes are
thing.
lit up.
That's a really weird thing to discover. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
But somehow you have the strongest opinion. I don't know.
Bro, if Jacob was like, hey, man, I have a hookup. I have free tickets to Paris. I want to give them to you for your anniversary. I would say no.
I know you would.
I'd be like,
I know you
fuck
would.
that. I'm going to Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
They have
It's a
cool
Dutch
chocolate.
country.
I don't have hookups to
Going
get
to
you free tickets to
Dutchland,
Paris,
Santa
but I
Barbara.
can get you free tickets into a lot of things in Paris
That's probably true.
that are like hard to get into type things, and you still wouldn't fucking go.
Well, no. That's
I wouldn't even offer them to you.
No.
It'd
because
a
they'd be
waste.
wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waste. Never. Ugh, travel sucks.
Like, no, I'm not getting Jim into the Moulin Rouge. Fuck you.
Is that a real place?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a big fucking deal.
So it's just like a big whorehouse.
Well, it's a show. Like
No.
they've got.
I've seen the movie.
Oh, well, then you know everything there is to know. I
No,
don't
it's a
know why
whorehouse in the movie. I'm so confused. Is this a different place?
I just want Jim to have an excuse to say whorehouse more
I
often on
just
this
still
episode.
want
Gonna
to
get a-
film Jim
It's going to get a
and
drop on
outside
this.
the Moulin Rouge.
With my thumb up. Hi, guys. I'm at the Moulin Rouge. All right, we got some great questions today.
It's a whorehouse.
I'm at a whorehouse. Brother-in-law ignores me from Anonymous.
At the whorehouse.
At the whorehouse. Look at me.
No eye contact.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
that is reasonable.
Just a quick FYI on this one.
Okay.
I trimmed this.
Okay. Had to be trimmed down.
Significantly. So I did take a little artistic license with this.
Okay.
Took a little off the top.
Yeah. The letter didn't call for dinosaurs, but I thought, I'm going to put
You
it
know
in.
what? Throw them in. Yeah.
It's always a good choice.
Never not wrong. My brother-in-law ignores me. Hi, guys. My brother-in-law, who is a dinosaur. Oh, okay.
Checks out.
Triceratops.
There we go.
To be specific.
Pterodactyl.
Hi, guys. This is the anonymous mother-in-law that said, this is the anonymous writer with the mother-in-law that said my hair looked like a gay Polynesian man and got upset over not having 12 packs of kombucha cans.
Oh my God.
I remember this. I just want to
Because
say...
we were all very curious what a gay Polynesian haircut looked like.
Yeah,
Did you
which
look
we
it
still
up?
need that selfie. If you could just get that.
I can Google it all you want. We're not going to find out.
I just want to say thank you for answering my question last time. It was nice, even if you guys did joke about it. Well, you have listened to the show, so you know what's going to happen when you write it. It helped to put into...
Especially if you put the phrase gay Polynesian haircut
You're
into
baiting
your
the
letter.
hook. Yeah, come on. We cannot be held
You're
responsible.
taking that control out of our hands entirely.
We cannot not touch that. It helped.
You did that.
You did this.
If a 7-year-old crashes a car, you don't blame the 7-year-old.
You put keys in our hands.
To be very clear, we are the 7-year-old.
That all checks.
It helped to put in perspective how ridiculous my mother-in-law's behavior was, but it also gave the sense of her having less power. I was also very touched when one of you said, it's not that he doesn't love you, he just hasn't healed from his trauma, which was very helpful to hear. Well, I'm here again seeking your wisdom and advice. On an update, my fiance found a counselor to talk to, and my brother-in-law is now ignoring me when I speak to him. We aren't too sure what to do or how to approach the brother-in-law. But if we just leave it because he is heavily enmeshed with his mom, or if we try to have a conversation with him so he can begin to open up and build a bridge with us and him, we're not sure what to do. Because this would be determined whether we have a family wedding or just elope because of the difficulty of my fiance's family. Here's some history to give content. The history has been skipped.
Yeah, the history was all from the last email.
Okay, yeah.
So we addressed most of that already.
Got it.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to that one, audience, if you want to figure out the
Do
history.
you have a quick recap as to what the
Yeah.
what the
Yeah,
last
so
email was?
basically the
I feel like I
mother-in-law.
wasn't here for this. This sounds
So
unfamiliar.
Ryder has pretty much stopped going over there because mother-in-law was just constantly acting weird, constantly antagonizing the Ryder about all sorts of different shit.
Like their haircut.
Yeah, her fiance kind of felt pressured in the middle, but kind of supported the Ryder. But then there's just all this drama and everything. She lived overseas and would come back and visit, and
The mother-in-law or the
Yeah,
writer?
the mother-in-law
mother-in-law.
okay.
is just a mega
Yeah.
bitch. Like, super
Damn.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were worried that mother-in-law was going to, like, ruin the wedding and shit.
yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was.
Okay.
All right, so, and then now we're caught up. Here is Nick's summary of the present day situation. So Nick has read this, and now we are reading the summary. I suggested to my fiance to invite his brother over to try to mend things. When he came over, he hardly spoke to me, only making eye contact with my fiance or my sister. I felt dismissed and ignored. My sister asked how he was, but he didn't ask me how I was. When he spoke to me, it was with short answers. I complimented him on his hoodie, and he just said, thanks. When we ate pizza, he didn't speak to me. If I spoke, he would look down and scratch our dog. Even if I mentioned his name, he wouldn't respond. My fiance finally asked if he was okay, and he said yes and responded to my story, so he was listening. I told my brother-in-law about the panic attacks and nightmares I had after seeing my mother-in-law on Christmas Eve. I also mentioned how scared I was of having another panic attack if she came over or if I came over to saw her. I told him about my 45-minute mindfulness practice and using lavender spray in the car to calm myself. Yes, he said. Well, it seems you are worrying about worrying. That is odd. Mom knows about your anxiety. She doesn't grieve you not being there. His face was very expressionless. No empathy, just dead cold. I mentioned this because I avoided my fiance's family for 6 months because of the panic attacks and nightmares I had. When he was leaving, I told him to drive safely, and he said, I won't. Okay.
Damn.
Well, Jacob says that too, so.
Oh.
I will not drive safely.
Fuck you and your rules. Do what I want.
Tell me what to do.
After this, I felt deeply hurt and thought maybe I shouldn't bother with my fiance's family at all. My fiance thinks we should invite his brother again in a couple of weeks to work on the relationship. However, it takes two people to make a relationship. A few words about family dynamics. My fiance's family is very enmeshed. Now that we've moved out, all his enmeshment is now focused on his brother. His brother once blamed me when we got engaged, saying that now his mom has latched onto him. I wonder if his brother is bitter towards me and blames me, which is why he's acting this way. My mother-in-law tries to talk bad about my fiance's brother's girlfriend to my fiance as well. Anyway, what are your thoughts, reflections, or advice? I feel very affected by his family and want this approval from them. That will probably never happen. Thank you for reading my message. Keep doing the awesome work that you always do. From Anonymous.
Okay, so any questions so far? Because I may be able to answer them having read this letter.
So, brother-in-law...
By the way, writers and listeners...
Yeah. Teach them how the sausage is made?
Yeah, so... it's just entertainment. It's the way the show runs. So if you send in a really, really long letter, we will edit it down to make
we have to.
We have to.
Or it'll be the whole show, and nobody would listen. Yeah. And we already struggle with that. So we got to keep those fart jokes.
So anyway.
Keep going. All right, couple of questions. The impression I got was that brother-in-law is not like overtly a dick, but there's like passive aggressive stuff and sort of like subtle stuff that she's taking as jabs.
Yes.
Okay, so there is the possibility that she's overthinking this shit.
Slightly.
Okay.
However, I think having read this, I would agree. I think brother-in-law doesn't like you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's...
you agree?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just based off
something's up.
Yeah, something's up. I mean, just the way that he reacts, he doesn't answer her, he doesn't look at her, he doesn't... Okay. I mean, and he doesn't say hello, he doesn't ask how you're doing.
So he's cold and it comes through.
Very cold, yeah, and it seems pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Like if I was trying to tell somebody I didn't like them without straight up saying I don't like you. Yeah. It would look a lot like this.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, she's probably reading this guy correctly.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Wow. So then, Jesus, what do you do about that?
Yeah. My first thought was the fact that you mentioned inviting the brother-in-law back over to try and mend things. My first question would be, how are you planning on doing that? Like, what would be different that time than this time? Do you have a different plan? And I would really recommend doing that. Talk to your fiance before the brother-in-law comes over, and I would get on the same page with him. Like, hey, we can invite him over, but maybe we want to lay out like what we're noticing. That would be my thing. If you really want to fix something and be like, hey, we can't just let it kind of do that weird fly under the radar thing where you're just short and like, oh, nothing's wrong. No, I'm fine. Shut the fuck up. Yes, there is. Like, you won't look me in the eyes. Acknowledging the tension. Yeah. And so I think acknowledging what you're seeing, it's important that they're facts. Like, hey, it seemed like when you were over here last time, you were avoiding eye contact. You didn't really reach out to me whenever you reached out to my sister, and just seemed short every time I gave a response. Now, if they still try and be like, oh, no, it's fine, it's nothing, or like blow it off, because sometimes people who are avoidant will go that route, I would say, well, this is what I want then. I want to have a relationship with you as family. Like, I would like that. Like, what are my goals as the writer? Like, what are my goals? And kind of put it back on them. And they may still be like, no, everything, it's fine. And don't want to talk about it. Then you've done everything you can.
Right.
You've done everything. I feel like you can give it one more shot, the good old like second try or whatever, but
I like that.
You can't like yourself on behalf of somebody else.
No. Yeah. The first part makes me anxious.
Yeah.
Like if I thought somebody didn't like me, and this happens sometimes.
Often.
Okay, every great once in a while. No. It's very rare.
You're likable, Jim. It's
certainly
confusing.
No Parisians.
No, well, fuck those guys. I don't care what they think. City smells of piss. Which you said. Why am I'm carrying your fucking water over here. No, like, this was your critique. And I'm just like, oh, I heard they smell like piss. And you're like, you don't know shit.
I didn't say the people smell like piss.
If their city smells like piss, they smell like piss, my man.
The city does not smell like piss.
They call it eau de toilette because it smells like piss.
Okay, anyway.
What were you saying?
Well, I don't remember.
You felt anxious.
When
You're an
somebody
idiot.
doesn't like you, okay, which again, this happens sometimes. Oh God, that would make me so anxious. If somebody asked me that,
Like if you're in the writer's spot or
either
if you're
way.
in the brother-in-law
Yeah, either
spot.
way. So like
Okay.
if I'm the guy that somebody thinks that I don't like them, if they say, "Do you not like me?" Is there a problem? I'm guaranteed going to fucking lie to you because
Okay.
if I already didn't like you and you have to ask,
Yeah.
then I clearly was trying to conceal it or play it down.
Right.
And now I'm not going to come out with it because if I'm that much of a douche or I dislike you that hard, I'm not hiding it. You don't
Yeah.
have to ask. I don't like you and you can tell that. So the fact that you have to probably means I'm going to conceal it. But I like the second
Maybe.
point.
I know.
Maybe.
But
Jim would.
I could see this, but here's the thing. I could see this going a couple different ways.
Yeah.
Number one, you could conceal it, in which case the
What I
brother-in-law
said,
could
yeah.
conceal it,
Okay.
in which case, yes, you're doing everything you can, but you're also probably not going to make any progress on
right,
this.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're
You're-
still
you're
going
at
to
a
do the same
stalemate.
shit.
It's gonna
and
be the
then-
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, maybe even the worst case, or even worse, he may say, yeah, you know what? I don't like you. And here's what
I would
here's
cry.
why I don't
I
like
would
you.
just start crying.
Yeah,
I would
know.
just
And see, this is
uncontrollably cry. Like ugly cry.
Really?
Yeah.
Please fucking like me.
yeah. And so here's the
So
thing.
bad.
If you actually wanted to resolve this issue, you got to make sure that you're capable of taking that feedback.
Don't ask that question. If you
Don't
can't
ask the
handle it.
question if
Yeah.
you can't handle the answer.
Oh.
Because if you ask the brother-in-law, because here's how I would do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I was in this situation, I would have a conversation with that and I'd say, hey, it's clear that you don't like me.
Okay.
Why don't you like me? And I would open that door. Okay?
Yeah, you can handle that.
I can handle that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
What do you mean I don't like you? Why would you? What do you mean?
Because you're being a bitch, Whitney.
Like
Well,
that's what they're gonna say
yes,
back if they're
and-
avoidant Jim. No,
Yes.
what?
Oh, that's
No.
what Jim's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I
think
and,
that-
and then I would have
But you've blown the
examples
whistle.
of that.
Yeah, you've blown the
Okay,
whistle on me and
I've
said,
got
"Hey,
X,
man."
Y, Z.
Yeah.
Here are my observations. I
Yeah.
can't say that you don't like me,
Right.
but I would say that the evidence supports
Sure.
the theory.
Or
that
I'm
you
getting
don't
the
like me.
impression you don't. And if you do, boy, am I relieved to hear that. And then
Yeah.
it pivots to your second point,
Yeah.
Whitney, of because I really want us to get along well.
Sure. And then
I
you can
do
move-
like you.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
can move towards resolving that issue.
Yeah.
But you can't resolve the issue if we're not willing to open up and talk about
Well,
it.
I like no, I don't. I think you totally can. I
No.
like Whitney's second point because I think you can skip the first point. I think you can just tell them like you can nod to like, hey, sometimes I get the impression that maybe I've said or done something that's rubbed you the wrong way. Okay, cool. That's light touch, and they can that gives them plausible deniability to be like, oh no, we're okay. I'm like, okay, but then you can go to Whitney's second point and be like, you know, because I think you're great, man. You're so good for my fiance. I love your family. I know you guys have been through a lot, and I just really admire you, and I want to get along with you, and I really hope you sense that from me. I hope that's the energy I give you. Because I think whenever you offer friendship in that nice way, the other person's like, all right, I mean, I kind of maybe I judged her wrong.
That is a possibility. However,
Yeah.
let's role play this for a second. Okay, so like,
Can I be
if-
the gay Polynesian girl?
Yes, of course.
The haircut.
Why would
The
you
haircuts
even-
don't
I've already
lie,
got it,
Jim.
right? I've already
Yeah.
got it. It's pretty much a gay Polynesian haircut.
You've got
Yeah.
the mustache.
Thanks. Wow, you are racist. Oh, I'm offended on their behalf.
You're racist, but Jim's talking about how Parisians smell.
Yeah.
No, that was him. He fucking said that.
Okay. If Whitney's the writer, okay,
Yes.
and I'm brother-in-law,
Yes.
okay, let's just say that the reason I don't like the writer, the reason I don't like Whitney is because she is so fucking pretentious.
Okay.
She is arrogant
True.
Yeah.
every time she comes over
Keep
to the
going.
house.
Yeah.
She talks about like
Yes.
shit
My
like she
art.
knows what
Yeah.
she's talking about.
Weird
she
sex
will
art.
not. She doesn't allow anybody else to talk. She dominates all these conversations.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. Let's say I've got really good reasons why I
Yeah.
don't like this
And
person.
her hair is
Okay.
dumb.
The idea of I get what you're saying from a solution focused perspective. It sounds like, okay, we don't have to open up this door. We can just figure out where we want to go
Yeah.
and we can start working towards that.
Okay.
I get that. However, if she's not aware of the behaviors
Okay.
that irritate me,
Okay.
then how is she going to change?
Okay.
She won't know about those. And she's going to continue to do them, and I'm going to
Yeah.
continue to get upset.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is kind of the roadblock here
Okay.
in getting through to any kind of progress.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing. I've given this a lot of thought too, because I had to write this, rewrite this whole thing.
Yeah.
Go on.
But here's the other thing. Writer, okay, in my current job, and I'm not going to go into details of what it is, but every once in a
sex
while,
work.
I have to,
Mulan
I
Rouge.
get,
There it is. Thank you.
I get feedback,
Yeah, he does.
surveys. People,
They leave you reviews.
people write
All over the
surveys.
small of his back.
Okay. And they're all Likert scale questions, like strongly disagree to strongly agree. Okay. There's like 8 to 12 of those. And then there's little questions in there where you add information, like what you could do better. Okay. Always, every time that this is done, I'd say 88 to 90% are all positive.
Yeah.
They're all strongly
Strongly
agree.
agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
But those aren't the ones you pay attention
10,
to.
10 to 12% guaranteed. Every time these surveys are done, 10 to 12% is strongly disagree straight down the board.
Damn.
Nothing
And
you
these
can
are
do
the
about it.
and they will never give you feedback. They never say, hey, here's what you could do different. They never answer those questions. They only do strongly disagree.
That's
So,
maddening.
writer, here's what I'm telling you.
Like
Okay.
this.
If you are the type of person where you need to be liked,
Don't
you
even
need to
ask.
understand that 10 to 12% of the population are fucking idiots.
There you go. They just don't like you.
Yeah.
They don't like
and they're
anybody.
not going to like anything that you do.
Right.
And it
More
doesn't
than
matter.
10 to 12% of the population are idiots. Just not all the people that are idiots dislike you.
Right. Many stupid
Some of them
people
are
enjoy
idiots
you.
and they dislike
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Some of them are idiots and they're okay with you.
Yeah.
Some are idiots and they really like you.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of.
But there's a
factors
Venn
there.
diagram.
There's a bell
But
curve.
there's
There's a sliver.
I guess what I'm saying here is that there's 10 to 12% of the population that we really shouldn't care what their fucking opinion is.
Right.
But it's hard when it's going to be your brother-in-law. Like,
That does make a
that's-
difference.
And I wanted to touch. Jim probably is going to touch on this too, but the enmeshment part I think is important. Like friends that I've
The
known.
enmeshment clause is where the president can't own things that the
Yeah.
president's
That's
office
it.
supports.
Yeah.
Sounds
You can't
right.
buy.
Yeah. It's like Carter sold
before the
sold
Supreme
peanut
Court
farm.
fucking ruling. Now they can do whatever they want.
But the enmeshment part is like your fiance is probably really attached to his brother. If they all grew up all fucking intertwined, it's like that's going to be harder for him to just be like, yeah, we just won't have brother over. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Well, and part of me is like, is this the writer's problem to solve, or is this the brother's problem to solve?
No, dude, it is the writer's problem.
yeah,
It
you-
is.
No,
No,
but
it's the
I'm
writer's
saying-
problem.
I guess
Is it the
both.
writer's problem to solve?
I think it
Those are
is.
two different things.
The brothers, the fiance, what's his take on this? Like,
Yeah.
because he's in the middle of this.
That is a good question.
Well, if you're going to be married, then
Well,
all the problems are shared.
The wisdom of the Spice Girls prevails. If you
Oh my
want to
God.
be my lover, you got to get with my friends. You know?
Ooh, get with them.
Well, no, you sexualized that in the 90s? You thought that meant you have
Yes.
to fuck all my friends?
It was a song about group sex, Jim.
Oh my God. I did not catch any of that. I had no idea. But yeah, like if you want to be in a long-term relationship with me, you
gotta
need to
fuck my
make
friends.
every effort to fuck my brother.
Yeah.
Or else it's not going to be good.
I heard that in Borat's voice.
It's in my way. Yeah, so I don't know. I do think it's going to be writer's problem no matter what. I think that there's only so much writer can do.
Yeah.
And I think it's also fair sometimes, writer, there is a path which is do nothing. There is a path which says leave it
No.
alone, don't ask, give it time. And, you know, because I don't know, some of the way this is written, and it may have just been your edits, I get the impression that brother-in-law's a little annoyed because the writer almost takes offense at every goddamn thing. It's like, hey, you breathed just now. You know, like, hey, you look down. Like the detail that writer has on this guy.
Overanalyzing it.
A little
Right.
fucking bit. And then writer, you know, brother-in-law says like, hey, you're just worrying about worrying. Mom knows that you're anxious. Mom isn't going to feel aggrieved that you don't show up. And she's like, well, I have a lot of opinions about this stuff. And like, I almost like sense in the room that brother-in-law is kind of rolling his eyes and like,
Yeah.
look, I get it. You and mom don't get along, but like, it's going to be fine. Like, I don't want to make this whole thing about you now. And I have to like comfort you. And it's like, I don't think he likes me. And it's like, I think he's just kind of fucking annoyed by you. Like, and sometimes the answer isn't ask him about that or make it better. It's just let it go and like dial it down a few notches and don't look for offense and then ask to address it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It makes sense, I guess, and I hear what you're saying, and I understand the words you're saying.
You want him to sleep with all the friends.
Obviously.
I get it.
You reference Spice Girls, not me.
Wisdom.
No, I'm still a little on board with... Well, okay, I feel like if you took your route of just leaving it be, and this is a little bit from personal experience in my own family dynamics, it will eventually come to heads.
Okay.
Where it's like, hey... We haven't spoken in 3 years. Why? What happened there? Like, we need to all sit down and talk about this.
Yeah,
and it was fucking amazing. It was very uncomfortable and difficult. And you feel very, like, high alert. Like, that anxiety is there. Like, oh, my gosh, how am I perceiving this? How am I sharing what I want to share? Like, am I listening okay? Am I sharing okay? Like, there's a lot that goes into that. So I guess... if maybe the brother-in-law isn't ready, and that's why I said go ahead and give it a second shot. But if they still are just kind of like, no, nothing's wrong, and not really wanting to talk about it, you cannot force that. And let it sit.
Yeah. I definitely think let it sit as an alternative to do anything like your brother isn't allowed over here anymore, and I'm going to start making you choose. That doesn't turn out well. So I think you get to a place where if the dude's not overtly flipping the table and being unkind and making you uncomfortable in your space, if his crime is that he's sort of passive and not enthusiastic about hanging out with you.
If he's coming over, you can just not be there.
Shit. Yeah,
you
look,
go do
he's
your
there
own
to
thing.
see his brother. Maybe he's not there to hang out with you. Take the hint. Go watch a movie.
So
let the boys play video games.
Kind of in
a
a sense of like, okay, I come to accept the fact that he doesn't like me. I don't know why, but I'm just going to give him space.
Sometimes that
I
happens.
don't know that I would give space even.
Okay.
I mean, I think I agree with everything up to leave the house.
You don't have to chase. Yeah,
I don't think you got to be chased out of your space.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it just depends on what you're uncomfortable. Some people are uncomfortable, like if someone's in their space being rude to them.
Right. I get
Sure.
that.
But then you can't say don't come over.
But I think you want to claim like your house. That's
You're
like
allowed to
if SJ had a
please.
friend that I just did not like.
there is one.
There we go.
There.
If SJ invited over any of her friends that I happen to dislike, just rephrasing.
What are the names?
Whitney's here? Oh, hey, Whitney.
No one's listening to this.
Yeah. But no, I mean, they're friends of hers that I don't love, and like if they're coming over to the house, fine.
Yeah.
I don't have to make myself scarce. Like I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. I'm not going to interfere with whatever they're doing.
Right.
I'm not going to be rude.
Right.
But at the same time, like that's my spot,
Sure.
and
okay.
like I don't have to leave just because somebody who I don't care for is coming over.
You'll leave a room though, wouldn't you?
To be fair,
I mean, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
That goes along with not being rude.
Well,
Got it.
I mean, you need to establish dominance. You go and you pee in the corner.
That's right. Yeah.
So this
I
is
just pee on the
mine.
friend.
Yeah, that's right.
I was gonna say when you
I don't
live in
know
a
why your friend
mansion, you
doesn't
can
like
just
me.
leave the room, and you're in another big room. Jacob has
I'm not
plenty
putting
of
on
spaces.
pants.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
Because this is
my house.
You're my space.
In my space, I don't wear pants.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good one, Ryder.
You
know,
have
but
options.
definitely don't sabotage it, and you don't always have to like. And I think that one of you said this point about like, yeah, some people are not going to like you. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be exiled from your presence, and that only people that like you and enthusiastically endorse you are welcome in your space. There's going to be people that are like, okay, this is my husband's best friend, or this is my husband's, brother, or whatever, and like. Don't be mean to me. Don't insult me in my home. Don't try to turn my spouse against me. Don't do anything weird. But like, yeah, I get it. You're not. We don't do well together. I rub you the wrong way. It's cool. I'll just hi.
What
good
else?
to see you. Take care. And yeah, that's it. So there's room for that. I think every marriage has that. Every spouse has a friend or a family member that you don't super duper care for, but you're cordial, and then you give them their space, and you don't sabotage their relationship, and you don't make anybody choose, and you don't harass your spouse about it. Be like, I just don't think they like me. Like, why the fuck do I have to keep caring about this? Like, I get it. Yeah, maybe he doesn't. I don't know, but he doesn't insult you in our home. He doesn't tell me anything bad about you. He's not
hard when
friendly
it's
to
family.
you.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I just
that
feel like
sucks.
I know. I
it's
do. I
different.
think it's
I think
hard.
it is,
I
yeah.
empathize with the
It's
difficulty.
itchy.
I think it's very difficult, but then I also think too that like you get to a point where just acceptance becomes kind of a relief.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And like
So, do they elope then? and not have family?
If you want my opinion, you always elope.
Always
I don't
elope.
think there's
Hell
ever
yeah.
reason. There's
Big on
no
it.
reason to ever.
Don't spend $1 on
And
the
don't
wedding.
invite people to your wedding. No
They're just
one
gonna
wants
eat
to
for
go.
free.
That's
No, that's stupid.
No one wants to go to weddings.
If there's
Order the
cake, I'll
food
be
and
there.
eat it.
I'll be honest.
Depends on the cake. Some of these are dumb.
We just threw a great party.
Yeah, just do that. Just throw a party and then get married quietly without anybody realizing that there was a wedding.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Yeah, I don't know. That's up to you and your fiance to decide if you wanted to do that.
I mean, honestly, I think you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I think you get a registry.
Like if you want to have a big wedding and invite the family, great. Have a big wedding, invite the family. If you want to invite the brother, invite the brother.
Yeah.
If fiance wants to invite the brother, awesome.
Yeah.
Brother's invited.
Yeah.
I think a big key here is expectation management.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, because I think if you here's another example. Let's say you invite the brother over again. We're going to give this another shot.
Yeah.
If you go into that with the expectation that this time is going to be different, and this time he's going to be really kind and he's going to be
We're
really
gonna
friendly.
figure it out, and he'll tell me
Right.
everything.
Exactly. And then what's going to happen is that's kind of like what Jim was looking for, where it's this kind of confirmation bias. You're going to be looking for things that confirm what you already believe. And I guess that's not really an example of like expectations, but you know, it's one of those things where like you start to question everything. What did that look mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what he didn't finish his meal.
Yeah.
Is that
Does
just
it taste
dig at
good?
me? Is that, you know, and then you kind
Yeah.
of start reading into things, and just be mindful of that. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but
It's
just,
a liability.
Just be careful with
Yeah,
that.
you don't want to get into that.
Elope, get the registry, have sex with all of his friends.
That's
That's the
our
pod therapy
advice.
advice.
Did we say have sex with the brother?
I mean, that's clearly how you get him to like you.
That's one way.
That's-
to,
I mean,
it'll
let's not-
resolve a lot of issues.
It's on the table.
We
I
talked
mean,
about enmeshment.
Well, I
so
don't know if
why
you want to do it
not?
on the table. You eat it
Depends
there.
on the table.
It's hard to do that and be angry at the same time.
it is.
Right.
That's like psychology
You
101.
know what, man? I really didn't like your fiance in the beginning, but I've really gotten to know her.
God, I really don't like you. Ugh.
This is great, though. Pull my hair a little bit. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about in-laws violating boundaries with an ex.
Ooh, it's an
More
in-laws episode.
in-laws.
In-laws episode.
It
You're
is.
listening to Pod Therapy.
Need some outlaws.
Today's episode is brought to you by Robert Brownie Jr., Miss Kayla Lansbury, Kevin Chamberlain, Ben Stanley, Adam Hathaway, Dan Martin, Lib, Heyo, and Andrew Langme. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy. Got some trivia this week from Anthony Camarada.
All right.
Question number 1.
Can you see the answers?
I can.
Damn it.
I wasn't meant to see the answers, but the way it copied and pasted, I definitely see the
Oh,
answers.
okay. Anthony didn't fuck up.
No.
Fair.
Okay. What color are aircraft black boxes?
Are there options?
There are options, but
Okay.
we'll award 2 points on the fly.
Oh boy, I think if you just go for it right now, I think you can get it.
I mean, I'll just say black.
You going for it?
If I have to guess anyway,
You know it's going to be an option. So
yeah, it's definitely going to be an
uh,
option. I'm just going to go black.
I'm going to
And
go.
once you go black, you can't go back.
there's
No, that's
shit.
true.
Yeah,
That's
and
the rules of the game.
this
That is the
game.
rules.
That is the
yeah,
rules.
I have that written down right here.
I'll bet you it's red.
Okay,
Red was going to be my guess.
It still can
It's
be.
fucking my guess
All right,
now.
I'm going to guess silver.
mauve,
Okay.
Like stainless steel.
plaid.
Please.
Stainless steel.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I like it.
Yeah, metal color.
You were all wrong.
Damn
okay.
it.
Green.
Orange.
Oh.
Orange.
I think I was the
Yes.
closest.
What were the options?
Black, orange, red, or blue?
I would have
Oh,
picked
red
orange.
was in there.
Yeah.
What film did Steven Spielberg win his first Oscar for Best Director?
Oh boy.
Wait, sorry, say that again. I was sorry.
What film did Steven Spielberg win his first Oscar for Best Director?
Goodness gracious, man.
E.T.
Oh, that's
Is he a
a
director?
solid
Yeah,
guess.
I'm like, is he a
that's one of my two.
All right, I'm going with E.T.
I'm going to go Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I don't think it's that. I'll go Schindler's List.
Oh shit.
That's good.
Mine was Schindler's List or E.T.
2 points.
Nice.
Schindler's
Yeah.
List.
Damn it.
Well done. well
Ah.
done. That's
okay.
so good.
Last one for this round. What is the unit of measure? Or I'm sorry. What
Ounces.
what unit of
Walruses.
measure is used for a computer mouse?
Ounces. To measure the weight of the computer mouse.
The speed.
Outdoors.
It's like how fast
Nope.
it moves.
How
right?
fast it moves across the screen.
I need options, but I think
Okay.
I might
Yeah.
get this.
It's going to be great if it's like miles per hour.
I hope it's a scurry.
100.
0.28.
Scurry.
How fast does the mouse scurry? It's 1.2 scurries.
Zoomies.
Oh shit, zoomies.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I need
we all
options.
want options?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Millimeter,
Oh.
centimeters, pixels, or Mickeys.
Oh, please let it be Mickey's.
I want it to be Mickey's, but I'm going to go pixels.
My heart says Mickey's. Pixels feels correct. Yeah, because who the fuck cares how far on your desk it moves? That's irrelevant. It matters how the cursor moves. Yeah, it's pixels.
I guess I'm gonna say Mickey's just for fun.
Do it.
I hope.
Live the dream.
I want Whitney to get this point.
Yeah,
Mickey's
I'm rooting
Mouses.
for you.
It is Mickey's.
Oh! Is it really?
Used by computer scientists and programmers, one Mickey is the
No
smallest
way.
measurable movement of a computer mouse.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Typically equal to 1/200th of an inch or just over 1/10 of a millimeter.
All right.
The sensitivity
Oh
of
my
computer
gosh.
mouse is likewise measured in Mickeys per inch,
Oh, that's fantastic.
while its
Oh, that's-
speed is measured in Mickeys per second.
Oh, yes.
Great.
Wow.
Fine with all of that.
Oh, that's lovely.
go.
We all won something on that. That's great.
Yeah, but Whitney
Don't
and I
take
won
my
actual
glory.
points.
God damn.
Don't
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah, sorry. I'm over here with a donut. All right, so nothing? That's the end of that one?
That's the end.
All right. In-laws violating boundaries with my ex. Short version, my parents' family invites his ex-wife to everything. What? As well
If you want
as
to be
me.
my lover.
You gotta fuck my ex-man. As well as me. Every sibling birthday, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, and Christmas. We've explained multiple times that this is not appropriate. They've been separated and divorced for 2.5 years. They have no children together. And his, Jesus.
I know that one
That's
got me.
tough.
I was like, what? No.
And his ex-wife has family in
That was
town.
my entire assumption.
Jesus.
Jake.
And his ex-wife has family in town that she can celebrate events with.
Damn.
They now see me as cold and dramatic for not attending anything because they keep including the ex. I feel like they do not respect me or see me as a legitimate member of the family, even if I have been romantically involved with their son for 2 years. They won't listen to stated boundaries. They think we can all be family someday. But this woman has called me horrible names in the past, and I am not comfortable being in the same room with her. Thanks, Anonymous. Dude, what the fuck?
Okay, I have a fun little story. When my parents got divorced.
Peter's ex currently lives
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
Whitney
yeah,
and Peter.
She's in our basement with that art. She's the one who creates all that art.
Very talented.
Whenever my parents got divorced, so my dad was not remarried. This is different. Obviously, they have children together. But my mom totally would go on like ski trips with my grandma, like
Oh, wow.
her ex-mother-in-law.
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah,
'cause
they were
just-
friends.
Just liked hanging out
How
together.
how long were your parents together before the divorce?
8 years together, 11 by the time the divorce was final.
But
I
then
think,
they
10
also
or
had
11.
2 kids together.
Yeah, they had two
I
kids
kind of
together,
get that
yeah.
angle because I kind of get it like, look,
You're connected.
I'm the grandma. I want you to be cool with me.
Yeah.
Like, I want us to have peace in the kingdom.
Yeah.
I mean, going skiing is a bit much, but I could see them being like, hey, I remembered your birthday. I hope you're well. You know, like kindness.
And I'm just remembering too, for my graduation from college, my cousin, who's 1 year older than me, we like did a joint little graduation thing in January. Went on a cruise, and it was me and my mom, and then my cousin and our grandma. So like my mom and grandma were in a room together too.
Wow.
So it was like that was even just in
Solid.
college, not that long ago.
I've seen
College wasn't that
situations
long
where
ago.
people are friends with their ex after a divorce. Obviously it's odd, but I have seen the situation where that happened in my family. My uncle and aunt divorced. He remarried. They still had kids in common, and my aunt ended up becoming very good friends with him and his wife.
Yeah.
And they would invite her out on their boat, and they would go fishing and hang out, and like it was totally great. And it was actually really great for their daughters because like the
Yeah.
daughters were never forced to choose.
That is cool.
And they would always be very kind to my aunt and be like, "Oh, come over for the barbecue. We don't care." you're great. And like the two women got along and they were both very friendly to the
nice.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, hey, we both are the moms, like,
Yeah.
so I've seen that happen. That's a dynamic. That is not
This
the shit
is-
this
yeah.
person's dealing
No,
with.
no.
Actually,
There's
now
so
that you
many.
mention it, after my parents got divorced, my mom she initially moved into an apartment, but eventually she moved into a house that my dad's parents owned.
Okay.
Yep.
And so my dad's parents became her landlord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when mine I just remembered that too. My
Yeah.
uncle, my dad's brother, owned the house that we rented
Yeah.
after they divorced. Lots of enmeshment here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it's not that uncommon.
I don't know, but yeah, there's kids involved in things like that
if
for
in
sure.
a situation in which the writer says to the parents, like,
And no one
I
was
need
trash
you to
talking
stop.
each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
like, do not do this anymore. I am uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, and for them to just be like, fuck you.
Yeah,
We're
fuck
gonna do
you.
it anyway.
It's
Also,
our
like-
ex-daughter-in-law. He
Yeah.
ain't married your ass
Like the
yet.
ex
Ooh.
has insulted the
Yeah.
yeah, like that's weird.
But like,
That's a lot.
so what about the partner? Like the
That's
guy?
exactly what I was thinking too.
Like,
Because like,
Nah, he's got plans. He's like, this shit's gonna work out.
I don't know.
Just eating popcorn.
Yeah.
He's sitting back. I'm
Because
playing the long
I'm putting
game.
myself in this situation. Like if I were the guy and like my
Can't think of
family
anything I would want less.
keeps inviting my ex, it's not just affecting my new girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's
not
even
even new.
Yeah.
2
I don't wanna
years.
see
Yeah,
her.
it's like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Like,
Well-
we like her. Get along with her.
And
Fuck
like,
you.
is the guy like? So in my mind, I played this out. If the guy in the situation, you Nick, were like, if you were in that situation and you stopped showing up at family events, are they because you're like, my ex still showing up? I don't want to go. Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
are they gonna still pick your ex over you? Like,
I mean,
know?
that
And
seems
that's
like
the risk you're running.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
That's the boycott. I think that's
Yeah.
and that's a solid boycott.
Totally.
But I could also see them being like, really, for the last 2 years, you haven't cared. And it's like, I mean, I want to know what the man is thinking here.
I do
Like,
I do
too.
too.
Yeah.
This poor dude.
Because that's my go-to. Not to make. I don't think you should force your partner to say that, but I'd be questioning. Hey, what are your thoughts about
Right.
this?
Why am I
Like,
the only one that's bothered?
Yeah.
Well,
Why are
I
you
wonder if
still
there is
going
a
to the
situation
barbecue?
where the boyfriend is like, look, I don't care. She's my ex, but like we grew up together. Our families were friends. I just can be platonic with her, and she's always been in my life and whatever.
You
Like,
can't be platonic with somebody that's trash talking your girlfriend.
that gets weird.
Yeah.
But I could also see scenarios where she's like, did you hear what she said to me? And he's like, hey, man, you're kind of taking it too personal. Oh, am I?
No.
Why don't you go fucking back to her?
Jim,
Like, I can just see a scenario.
We got to get your wife on this. Guys, no, that's just a no. I'm going to tell you. You're being overly sensitive. Fuck off.
That's why we brought her on
You
the show.
wanted the woman's voice.
We needed
It's
that.
here.
We needed this. All right. I'm just gonna take notes. Just writing this shit down. Just saying.
That's why you pay me the big bucks.
Yeah, that's right. That's just the big bucks. Yeah, that's what it is.
Do we pay?
And
Those bucks.
It's in
Holy
the
shit,
merch.
where are the bucks?
That merch you gave me, I think that T-shirt,
Yeah, they
that
got the
counts,
t-shirt.
right?
That
Like,
counts, yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's a solid point that there is no situation in which if your current girl is uncomfortable or offended by your ex, you don't get to sit down and regulate that. You don't get to say, well, that's not what you meant.
I don't see there's any way that you can do that.
Yeah.
I think I don't even see there's any discussion here with this. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm your current girlfriend.
Yeah.
And this is really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of have to make a decision.
Yeah, I
there.
have my back here. I'm
Yeah.
uncomfortable with it. But I mean, the in-laws have really been vocal about like no big deal and saying weird shit like, we'll all be one big family one day.
that is very
like
weird.
if you have kids, I see it. I see
Yeah,
the angle of
this
like
whole
guys.
thing changed with
Yeah.
the words "they have no children."
Yeah.
Right? Like that was.
Yeah,
Jacob's
you
like,
know,
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have kids. Like, all right, look, fucking
Yeah,
play
you're gonna
nice.
have to work to play
Yeah,
nice in the sandbox.
Don't make the kids do two
Even then,
Christmases.
though-
She's cool coming
No,
over.
not even then. That's too much even then.
Yeah.
They can stop in and say hi at the birthday and
Yeah.
then leave. That's
That's it.
about the extent.
Yeah, be cordial. Oh, we're all at the soccer game. Great to see you. How are
Yeah.
you? Great. We'll be sitting over here. Let us know which car the kids are going home in.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. But like, what if the ex starts dating again?
That's what I was just thinking.
When
she
the ex
come?
brings the date,
I know,
Yeah.
they her whole new family. They're all a big fan.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
nah. I'm on Team Ryder here.
Dude, what?
Well, I'm trying
Like
to
over her own
imagine.
family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Christmas.
What is
I'm trying to
this?
imagine like what the scenario would be in which the bonds would be that tight. with the in-laws that they still feel like they need to maintain that. And
Yeah.
because I was kind of thinking,
I
like,
think they're all fucking.
Ooh, not a bad
Oh,
idea.
we totally overlooked that. Oh, that's the obvious.
we're going
thing.
to keep that on the table.
All right.
But I'm also wondering, like,
I don't know where in the house they did it, but it might have been on the table.
I think the table.
because I'm thinking, like, because I just imagine, like, my hometown, you know, like really small towns
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, we all know each other. Like,
Yeah.
I work at the bank with her, you know,
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that, where it's like, you know, everybody's constantly interacting
There
with
is a
everybody.
vibe. Yeah.
No, no.
Still-
what
you
are you
still
talking
vetoing
about?
this?
No, I'm not
Oh, a
saying it's
second ago
right.
they were fucking on the table
I'm
and you
not-
were fine with
yeah,
it.
oh, yeah, he's fine with
but they're
that.
nice at the bank and he's
Yeah.
got a real fucking beef.
You can't work together. You can have sex
Take
on the
off your
table, but you
clothes.
can't work together. Yeah.
No, that is the thing.
I don't know
like,
what's unclear about that.
my in-laws live in a really small town and like that I could totally see that. Like
Your wife's ex is still showing up.
no, it wouldn't be I wouldn't be
Now,
comfortable.
what can you see, Jim?
No, but like, okay, my in-laws are those people. They are super nice, and like I have 3 brother-in-laws. They've all dated people, and like some of them do still, and they're very nice. My in-laws would be sweet to them, and I think inviting them to family events is a bridge too far, but I could easily see them just being very comfortable with like, oh, we're all having a barbecue. Feel free to stop by for a burger. That not quite come over for Christmas. We're getting you a gift.
But also, like, what is the ex-wife's motivation here, too?
Yeah.
Like, is she really that connected
I have
with
a theory.
the family?
I have a theory
Oh,
about
I
that.
do too.
Does your theory
because you
involve the
did the
C word?
math.
Yeah.
Because you did the math. Because I did the fucking math.
What?
The writer says they've been separated / divorced for 2 years. I have been with him for 2 years. So I think there might be a little bit of like, fuck you, you stole my husband going on.
Yeah, and
now it's like,
I know
I'm
that
showing up.
I know that it makes you uncomfortable that I'm here at Easter.
Yeah.
Right, so, yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
I'll be here early and I'm staying late.
I think it's one of those things where her husband was like, hey, we're done. We're separated. I'm moving on. And then maybe she was like, hey, that's shitty. Like, your timing's bad. And I don't know.
Well, even if it was close, like it doesn't have to be overlap. But I
Right.
think if you're separating from somebody, it's just you feel hurt. And if they're moving on to someone else, you're like,
Yeah.
fuck you, bitch.
If,
But it's
if
like,
you're
no.
the ex-wife, just move on.
I don't
Yeah.
know that her motivation matters to this at all.
Okay.
No.
Because, like, whether she's being invited or not
Oh, I see your
is
point.
what matters
Yeah.
to the writer
Sure.
and,
They
and
need
to the family.
stop extending the invite.
Yeah, like whether
Yeah.
the ex is accepting the invitation, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Like if she's showing up uninvited, then it's on her. But she's
Okay.
being invited to these events.
So we all
I think it's on
agree
the family.
That's shitty. She's already told these people, please stop doing this.
Yeah, that's
I mean, does
What's
she take
getting
it to
me.
the next level and get her boyfriend to start an embargo? Do you take it that far?
I mean, here's the thing, though. Like,
If
I
you
would
get pregnant,
feel like
you can say anything.
Get pregnant. That's the move.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whose it is.
another great advice from Pod Therapy.
Yeah, man, we're so good at this.
If you get pregnant, then you get to say
Yeah.
like, I don't want her around my unborn child.
That's fine. Yeah,
Kids-
no.
kids
Have
getting
her
pregnant
there. I'm not
fixes a
showing
lot
up.
of
Yeah,
things.
you're gonna miss
Yeah,
the baby's first
it
Christmas.
Always,
It's
yeah.
silly.
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
problem. Get pregnant.
Yeah,
I won't bring the kid to
that's-
grandma and grandpa's
That's
house.
right. If
They'll
you're
shut the
having
fuck up
any
quick.
relationship problem. Yep. You think he's mad at you? Pregnant.
Yep. And if you're not pregnant,
like-
just lie about it.
it's
Just
like
lie.
Kelly-
You can get away with that
Kelly
for 2
from
months.
The Office.
Men don't know how this shit works.
She's like, Ryan, I'm pregnant. And then it pans her in her little head. She just shakes her head.
Yeah, and then he's like really trying hard to like impress her and get her back. And I just want you to know I'm going to do the right thing. And she's like, okay. And she's all excited. He's taking her to dinner. Yeah. Yeah. No, it works. It just works.
You just get a range of like different sized pillows that you put under your shirt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, men are idiots. You can just be like, oh, no, women don't start showing till about 9 months. Like, oh, okay. Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. No fun clue.
Wow,
Okay.
you look great,
Yeah,
hun.
you
Are
she
you
looks
telling me I
so
look
good.
fat?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So good, babe. So good. Yeah.
Glowing.
Yeah. All right. So I think we solved it.
Yeah, I think we got it.
I mean, I just like. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Nick.
Well, I don't have much else to add other than just like I think like from writer's perspective, I don't want to tell the writer like, hey, you need to tell
Boyfriend. Yeah.
he needs to do. I don't want to give that advice.
No, I don't.
However,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like boyfriend should already
Yeah,
be doing
I'm
that.
on Nick's side with this. I agree.
I kind of feel like that.
Well,
it
what
shouldn't
about,
be something you
all
ask for.
What about girlfriend telling boyfriend, "Hey, look, this keeps happening. I've asked for it to stop. I am uncomfortable. I'm not going to be attending Christmas with your family.
I thought about that too. What's the downside to that?
There isn't one.
No, they're still going to have
there is.
Christmas and the ex-wife will be there.
Not only
So?
that, but what if boyfriend's like, okay, you can stay home. I'm
Yes.
going to Christmas.
No, that's what I
But
meant.
that's information too. That's you
Yeah.
deciding, all right, this isn't really maybe a person I should be
that's
with.
yeah.
That's I think
Yeah.
step one is honestly, writer sits down just with yourself and figures out exactly what this means to you. And like you got to figure out exactly what this is worth
Yeah,
to you.
good point.
Like, is this a relationship ender?
Yeah.
Is this a I'm not going to go see your family anymore type event? Or is this I'm going to keep on doing this begrudgingly and it's going to fucking gnaw at me for a long time, but I'm gonna soldier through it? Like, where is this on that spectrum? Because if this is I'm going to end the relationship over this end of that, then that is something you go to your significant other and you can explain that to them. You can say, I don't believe you have understood correctly how I feel about this. So let me explain this to you. I've taken some time to really figure out how I feel about this, and let me express to you what my findings are.
Yeah.
I like if it is
like that.
if it is to the degree that this is going to be a relationship ender, that's something that you can spell out.
Right.
If this is, I don't respect your family. I don't care to see your family anymore. I won't be going to any more family functions.
Yeah.
That's that. And that can be, that can become a relationship ender at that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
There's all these different things, but I think you have to sit down with yourself first and really figure out what that's going to be for you.
Yeah.
And that might be sit down and kind of think on it and meditate on it. That might be go talk to a therapist about it. It might be talk to a close friend about it. It might be it might be a combination of those things. It could be anything. But I think that has to be step one.
Good point.
It's finding your boundary, and I think keeping it a boundary and not an ultimatum.
Yeah.
I just want to enforce that
Oh,
because
yes.
it's like such a fine line at times.
Yeah,
where
it's not,
like,
you
I'll
have to
break
do
up
this.
with you
Yeah.
if you don't
Right.
do this. It's not
Or
that.
taking yourself hostage.
It
and
is.
being
This is
like,
where I'm
well,
at. This is what I'm
you can
feeling.
Yeah,
decide
that's
right
the part
now.
Jacob's saying. Like,
Yeah.
find out what
Pick
you
your
want.
family or me, because I'm
To-
going to be over here.
To elaborate on that, because I think that's a good point, like the ultimatum versus the boundary. And I think it's hard for people to understand the difference between those. I've always defined that as an ultimatum is something that you do with intent to manipulate someone else's behavior, which is different than a boundary, which is just saying, this is what I'm doing to protect myself.
Being honest
Right.
with what you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, I'm not available to come to these gatherings if this other person's going to be there.
Yeah.
And that's my choice. It's like, okay, well then, and like you have to be prepared, like Jacob said, because boyfriend might say, look, it's my brother's birthday, and I don't have control over the fact that my parents are going to do this, but I'm not going to abandon my brother. I'm going to go.
Too, yeah.
And like, you need to be prepared for that. And you kind of don't want to just out and out sabotage your own relationship in the name of this bitch. Like, I don't want that to happen, but I think you are allowed to recuse yourself and let people be annoyed by it. Let people be like, well, I don't know why she does that. Okay, I'm sorry that you don't understand my feelings,
Yeah.
but that is my truth.
And
I'm not going to.
and it doesn't have to be you are sabotaging your relationship because of that.
Right.
It can just be I feel the relationship has been sabotaged by this situation.
There it is.
And so I'm going to have to remove myself from the
We're
situation.
getting life coached.
Yeah.
I mean, between
Jacob's
that,
on it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I still agree with the get her pregnant. I still think that's number one.
I mean, get knocked out.
Get knocked up.
Been life.
There it is, flickering lights.
Woo!
Almost missed the
Yeah.
lights.
I know. I was like,
almost.
lights.
Yeah. I think that you go with life coach A or B. Both were solid answers.
Yeah.
I really.
One involves child support payments.
The financial move is pretty clear.
Yeah.
And
Just saying.
it's just the
Fixes
biggest
everything.
fuck you to those grandparents. Because then your in-laws are like, oh shit, she's got us by the balls.
I also need to go on record and say out loud that is terrible advice and don't listen to that advice.
Yeah.
Jacob's winking a lot while he says that.
Yeah, just so you know. He's making
Advice
a dollar
B,
sign.
real advice. Advice A, not as real.
Yeah, rubbing his fingers
Not saying
together.
it won't work if you do it, though.
Good luck with this one, writer. Boy, I'd love to hear more. Anything that you
Oh,
have
I
yeah.
want to
coming
hear
on this.
updates on that.
Follow up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm fine devoting an entire episode to
Yeah,
this.
no,
This,
I could
yeah,
just
this whole
follow
episode.
this.
Please, everyone,
Call in.
follow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. We need.
All right,
we
next
need
phone
some of
number
them that you
is-
earn the right to call in because it's crazy enough that we're like, here's our cell phones. We want to hear
Also,
this.
I need a letter from the in-laws.
Oh,
A
yeah.
letter from the parents who keep inviting the ex.
We need to Jerry Seinfeld this shit.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, wait.
Jerry
Jerry
Seinfeld?
Wait a minute.
Maybe Jerry Springer.
That one. I want that one.
What's the deal?
What's the deal with inviting your ex? They come all
whatever,
this way
okay, either way.
on a plane. Have you had the food on those things?
Why do we eat turkey on Thanksgiving? Yeah, so I would love just this whole thing to be live streamed. I mean, I think the next holiday, I want Labor Day to just be live streamed. So that's what we need, Ryder. Anyway, good luck with this. Congratulations on your upcoming pregnancy. And I hope everything works out really well. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about best friend broke up with me to date my ex.
Yeah.
Jesus, this show is fucking awesome today.
Yeah.
Damn, we got all the juice. It's good.
Today's episode is brought to you by Robert Brownie Jr., Mintz, Kayla Lansbury, Kevin Chamberlain, Ben Stanley, Adam Hathaway, Dan Martin, Lib, Ayo, and Andrew Laymead. If you would like to sponsor the show, become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
That now.
Okay.
Jacob has 2, Whitney has 1, Jim has a goose egg.
Despite the term as American as apple pie, the first
Apple
recorded apple pie recipe came from what country?
France.
I mean, kind of feels like France. I'm going to wait on answers, but I like France.
I'm going for 2.
You're going for 2.
Yep.
I'm waiting for answers too, but I feel like it's one of those Dutch countries like the Netherlands or something.
No, I've been there.
Appletopia.
Oh shit! I forgot all
Go
about
on.
Appletopia.
I need options.
Okay, options are Asia.
Oh shit!
It's not a country.
Yeah.
England.
Nor is it France.
Yeah.
Oh,
Canada.
come on, be there, France!
New Zealand.
God damn it!
Oh.
Canada, England, Asia, New Zealand. Those
Yep.
are the
I
options.
guess I want
Boy,
England.
I mean, the money's Asia, guys. You get a lot with that one.
Hey, you get a lot of real estate with that Asia guess.
I mean, you know, statistics.
There's got to be an apple tree somewhere there.
Fucking yeah.
I'm going to go New Zealand.
All right.
Okay, it is England.
Whoa!
The
Nice.
first recorded recipe for an apple pie was written in
English.
1381 in England
Wow.
and called for figs, raisins, pears,
Wrong.
and saffron in addition to apples.
I don't feel good about
Saffron.
that.
Doesn't,
I don't know
doesn't
if that's
feel
allowed.
like an apple pie.
I'm not in favor.
Yeah.
How many miles away from Russia is Alaska?
Isn't it like 68 or something?
But it's Sarah Palin's.
I know, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of. Sarah Palin. I can
It's
see
far
Russia.
enough that you can see it. So
You know, she never said that.
Oh,
Tina Fey said it as Sarah Palin on Saturday Night
yeah,
Live.
making
and it
fun of
became-
her.
It became lore.
You're
That's
right. You're right.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was just implying they were super close. And
Yes.
then, yeah.
Sarah Palin talked about how
Yeah.
close Russia
Yeah.
was to
Oh, okay.
Alaska.
Got
But yeah, I do remember
But yeah,
that.
Tina
now.
Fey made it like, I can see Russia from my house.
Yeah.
it's very effective.
Yeah. Same
I need
thing with
options,
JD
though.
Vance fucking a couch.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
What? That's not real.
Yeah, they would say that it was in his autobiography that he fucked
Nobody's
like
gonna
an
read
inside
it.
out latex glove in his couch. And yeah, it's just not in there.
Wow.
However, as John Oliver pointed out, the AP printed a what do you call it? Would you take it back?
Retraction.
A
Oh,
retraction.
retraction.
The AP printed, I guess it wasn't even a retraction, but like a clarification
Uh-huh.
that was like JD Vance did not have sex with his sofa.
Yeah.
And then they had to pull that. And he pointed out that legal would say, you could say that he didn't put in his book that he had sex
Yeah.
with a sofa.
We don't
Yeah.
know.
We don't know.
for sure that
Yeah.
he never had sex with a sofa.
That's awesome.
Another retraction. That's
That's
fantastic. All right, so I need numbers, I think.
I need
Okay.
options.
500 miles.
Okay.
53 miles. 1,053 miles. 1,574 miles.
Oh boy. What the lowest one was 63?
53.
I want that one.
Okay.
I want that one too.
I'll take the 500 something.
I would walk.
It is 53.
miles and I would...
The Bering Strait separates Russia and Alaska at their closest point, a distance of around 53 miles.
There you go.
I feel like I helped Jim by saying my original guess.
The Venus flytrap is native to what region?
Oh. I need to
Venus.
understand the word region.
The planet
'Cause-
Venus.
Asia, not a
Lord
country.
of the Flies.
Yeah. Region? South America? Is that too big? Do I need to say
I'm
Amazon
getting options.
rainforest?
Let's go with options.
Yeah.
Mexico,
Nah.
Hawaii,
Oh.
North and South Carolina,
Oh.
the Amazon rainforest.
I'll take Amazon rainforests.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, yeah, that was going to be my guess
Yeah.
too. And I
Because
feel
South
like
America was the region that I was also going to say.
Yeah.
North and South Carolina.
Son of a
No.
bitch.
The Venus flytrap, scientific name in parentheses, is native to the coastal bogs of
What?
North and South Carolina, specifically within 60-mile radius of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Whoa.
It can
Learn
also be
something
found
new.
in Cape Fear River Basin.
Okay.
That checks out. I'd be scared.
There you go.
That's really neato.
Yeah.
I dig
Cool.
it.
They're
Wow.
native only to North and South Carolina.
What?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
They also sell them at our Home Depot. My son
Okay.
has one. They're pretty fucking cool.
Oh, it does say North Carolina, South Carolina, and Home Depot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The region of
I
Home
stand
Depot.
corrected.
The region.
They call it the Orange region.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Best friend broke up with me to date my ex. Hello, genius podcasters and Jim.
Oh.
Good evening.
In a moment, I'll explain the deets. But here is the gist. My best friend, 25-year-old female, ended her friendship with me, 24-year-old female, to be with my ex, 27-year-old non-binary, who never stopped hitting on me until a week before they started dating, and the whole thing is making me sick.
I don't need to hear anything else. You're better off just be done with whatever this is.
Your life coach, Jacob.
Walk away.
Just move on with life without these two people.
Get pregnant. That's the move. This is how you show that bitch.
It's not a fix all, Jim.
Okay. All right.
It fixes some situations.
All right. You got to measure it out
Yeah,
sometimes.
I don't know if this is one of them. It might be. I'm not saying it's definitely not.
I'm not going to say it's not going to work. Is that normal or am I being insecure? Now, for some context, my ex and I dated for a little over a year during COVID and then broke up. Our breakup was clean and civil, and I made sure we kept a proper distance from one another. However, my ex never stopped mentioning how much they regretted ending it and tried to convince me to get back together for years and saying they still loved me. Fast forward to 2023. My ex still calls to tell me they love me and begs for us to get back together, but I refuse because I cannot go back. I've worked so hard to heal from that relationship, but since we're in the same friend group, it's hard to cut them off completely, so we still meet during social events. My best friend, on the other hand, is not very social and has very few friends. We've been friends since college and lived together for 7 years. We've been more than sisters and supported each other through everything. After her last breakup from a 5-year relationship, she became extremely depressed and isolated. To help her, I started taking her to every social outing I attend, whether I was hanging out with old high school friends, work friends, or even taking my sister to the dentist. I would bring her along. I literally merged our social lives together. One day, my friends planned a birthday party for me, and I made sure they also invited my best friend, so she wouldn't feel lonely without me. My ex was also there because, again, we are in the same friend group, and my best friend wasn't part of it originally. My best friend hated my ex and never approved of our relationship. She always called them ugly, weird, and unpleasant, and urged me to find better options within my league. However, during my birthday party, they somehow clicked and started chatting. Despite my ex telling me they loved me and begging me to get back together throughout the party, and basically just the usual rant of, I'll cry if you told me you loved me, the following week, I found out that my ex and best friend had started dating out of the blue. And we're now in a relationship. I was confused and worried about my friend because she is very vulnerable during this phase of her life, and my ex has a history of taking advantage of helpless women, love bombing them when they're in their lowest and then leaving. Also, the fact that they had been literally swearing they loved me just a week ago, so how could they do this to my best friend? I voiced my concerns to her, but she said I was just jealous of their bond, as if I couldn't have my ex back ages ago if I wanted to. I felt deeply hurt and devastated, but decided to cut them both off and move on with my life instead of making it a bigger deal. I told my ex I don't care what two consenting adults do with their lives, but I would never forgive them if they played with my friend's feelings and then let my friend know I can't look at her the same way again. Something in me was broken, and feeling that the person I considered my sister disposed me for someone they met a week ago and painted me as a villain that is just jealous of what she has made me disgusted. However, I keep seeing pictures of them being lovey-dovey on my friend's social media. It makes me really uncomfortable. I don't know why, but I feel sick to my stomach. Is that normal, or am I being insecure? The whole thing was over 9 months ago, and I still can't handle the whole thing, especially after knowing they're bad-mouthing me to other people and trying to distance the friend group away from me by hosting events knowing I won't be attending, nor would I know about those events. I feel lonely without my usual friend group and hate to admit it, but seeing them together just makes me angry. What do I do, Anonymous?
It's not a single part of the rest of that email that made me change my advice from the very beginning of that
Jacob
email.
will start by repeating himself.
Yeah, I'm living there.
Get them pregnant.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's so much hurt to that. I can't believe the friend like flipping that script so quickly.
That's shitty.
That's rough.
That's shitty.
Really rough.
I'm like, is the ex that's non-binary, are they really that persuasive, or like are they mind fucking this?
Well, they've
this
been together
friend,
now
or-
9 months.
Yeah,
So,
well,
like, I mean,
It's not new anymore.
lasting. It's not new.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hate the word legitimate, but like, it's a thing. That relationship exists. I still feel like it's super shitty to do, you know? Like,
Yeah.
the ex-lover who's non-binary, that's difficult because they don't seem like a great person. That's
Yeah.
probably why the writer broke up with them. And they keep pestering and doing all this shit, and writer's like aware
Yeah.
that they're kind of a sleaze. The fact that your best friend, who you've been very loyal to, decided to date your ex,
Yeah.
that shit's weird.
Yep.
Like
fucked up.
that's a big move.
Yeah, I don't know a world hardly where that's okay. I mean, it would have to
Yeah.
be like extreme odd circumstances where that's okay.
I mean, and it just seems like I empathize with the writer because it seems like it's a lot of loss all at once.
Yeah.
A lot that you're dealing with.
Oh yeah. No,
because
it's shitty.
You've got
Yeah.
that relationship ended. Took you a while to get over that. You got over that, but there's those constant reminders.
Yeah.
You lose the friend, and then now it's like the entire friend group, because now they're planning
Jeez.
events and then they're inviting friends and then leaving you out of it. That sucks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And like it's one of those things where it's like I hate it. I hate being punished for things that I didn't do wrong.
Right.
And it's
right.
like you feel like you did everything you did the right thing. Like you were responsible. Hey, this relationship is not what I want. I'm going to end it, and I'm going to be civil about it, and I'm
Right.
going to be an adult about it, and I'm going to do the right thing,
Mhm.
and I'm not going to badmouth this person. I'm just going to keep my distance.
Yeah.
In
You did
fact,
a
your
great
friend
job.
badmouths the
Yeah.
guy
Uh-huh.
or the
And then
person. Sorry,
friend
yeah.
goes through a huge, breakup, and then so you drop everything, and then you're like, I'm going to be here for you, and you invite them along, and you include them in everything,
Yeah.
and then like for all the good that you did, you're rewarded with all of this.
Shunned by friends.
Yeah, that's
Just no partner, which you don't have to have a
Yeah,
partner,
it
but it's just like
sucks.
all of it's just dropped.
I
kind of
have an interesting philosophical question about this.
Go on.
Writer dated.
I doubt it.
philosopher Jim.
Well, this
Should we
is,
take bets before he says what it is?
You know what?
Whether
Go
it's
nuts.
interesting or philosophical?
Well, it will be at least the latter. So writer broke. Okay, writer said I dated ex during COVID for a year. Then we broke up. Okay, so during COVID. So let's call that 2020.
Okay.
We've been broken up now for a long time, right? And it's now July when we're seeing this, and in 2023, late 2023, that's when friend dates ex, starts dating ex, and our friendship ends. So you've been broken up with your ex for 2 to 3 years now, and now your friend starts dating your ex. And you guys were together for 1 year. Now, I get that X kept pestering you, but X is also part of your general friend group. So you've clearly moved into this new platonic mode of like, yeah, we dated once. And there is a statute of limitations on this where you're... Now, hold on. Hear me out.
I'm looking at you.
Okay, because the way you turned your head was angry. So, but...
Oh, no.
Okay.
I have no emotion.
Okay, good. There is a statute of limitations of like, oh, did you and this person date once upon a time? Oh yeah, we dated a long time ago. It was brief, but we're cool. We're friends. And it's like, okay. And if that's kind of like, again, you might not like that person or whatever, but you're all in the same friend group. There could be a scenario where that was long enough ago and lasted a minimal amount of time. And like my new friend that I've brought into our friend group meets that person and goes, hey, you guys used to date? Yeah, like briefly a long time ago. We're both moved on. Who cares? I've dated other people now. We're friendly. We're all in the same house. Whatever. We all say hi to each other.
You're making a lot of assumptions there. Though.
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm painting this picture of the statute of limitations. Have at it. What do you think about that?
Let me ask you this. You and your wife have been married for quite some time.
Couple of months.
Yeah.
Just had a
At some
10-month
point,
anniversary.
Yeah, something like that.
At some point, she's going to look up and realize what she's done and realize that she still has life ahead of her.
Yeah. She'll get out while she can.
Yeah. And let's say a year or two after that,
Yeah.
you find out on this show that I am dating your wife.
Which I'd assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, for her sake, I would hope.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Give credit where credit is due. Thank you until waiting after the divorce.
What a nice guy.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, to come out publicly about it.
Yeah.
I assume he's the cause. And also, he was a gentleman.
cure.
Yeah, he waited.
You would, at the very least, with our relationship on this show, you and I are not best friends outside of this show.
What?
You and I are not best friends outside of this show. But even with our relationship on this show, I believe you would at the very least not even want me to, but expect a conversation
about that.
Before that happened.
Yeah.
Before I asked your ex-wife out, you would expect me to come to you and say, hey, Jim, just a heads up. Like, bare minimum, you would expect, like, just a heads up, I'm going to go out on a date with your wife.
Yeah.
With your ex-wife.
Absolutely.
And that's not your best friend.
Yeah.
That's somebody that you host a podcast
But
with.
also, you're talking about a long marriage, and even marriage versus like, oh, I dated somebody during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I broke up with him. I don't have feelings for him.
They're
We
together
were
over a
friends.
year. That's
I think like
During the pandemic.
because you got best. I'm sure. And pandemic's a bit of a
Did
wild
you
card.
date anyone over the
Pandemics don't
pandemic?
count. A
I know.
few.
It's just a black hole that all time goes into.
Just saying, it was kind of a warp tunnel of time. Like,
No, it was nothing counted. Like you couldn't get STDs or anything, right?
Yeah.
Right? You couldn't.
no,
right,
you're
right?
fine. You're fine.
Yeah, you're
It
all
doesn't
good.
count during a pandemic.
Virtual sex.
Don't know
Yeah.
how to- Okay, but flip it on its head. Can we agree that there is a reverse of like the magnitudes where the formula is okay? Like, yeah, that's my
I don't
ex from a
think
long
so.
time ago.
Not with
I
a
don't
best
care.
friend.
Okay.
Not with a close
They
friend. I don't
lived
think you
together
can.
7 years.
Yeah. I think that's
With the ex?
No,
the friends.
The friend. We've been friends since college and lived together for 7 years.
So yeah.
We've been.
I
more
think the
than
betrayal
sisters.
is on the
That's-
So you
is on the part
definitely
of the
lived
friend.
with me
I think
when I
so,
was
too.
dating him, which is the ex. So
Yeah.
like, which I think is an
Yeah.
interesting difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
No, I mean
yeah.
I think it's a betrayal on the part of the friend.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying that what would be our scenario where the statute
I don't
of
think she has to
limitations
die.
applies? Yeah, no,
I don't think you have to murder.
Nobody was
I don't
suggesting
think-
murder. You keep bringing it up.
Yeah,
Like,
What's a death?
I don't think
Yeah.
you have to back a car over.
yeah, no, like between
No,
vehicular homicide
I
and
don't-
fucking my wife, it's
I
getting a
don't
little
think-
specific, and I don't know it needs to. Like, and also apparently we're not fucking friends. Like, which I'm not crying. Like you are.
Allergies.
Yeah, just need this goddamn Benadryl. What is the statute of limitations before you can date your friend's ex?
Whitney?
How long does that need to go? There is a number. It exists. And you're right. I think Jacob's point is there's a courtesy call. There's a, hey, they asked me out. I am interested in that. But if you say you're uncomfortable, I won't do it. That's different.
If you
Like,
want to keep
that's
that
a different
friendship
thing.
going, I think you got to at least do that.
Yeah.
I think that's an expectation.
So we can all still agree. The writer is describing a piece of shit friend. I'm good with that. But
Yeah.
I'm just curious. That's why I said it's a philosophical question. What is the statute of limitations before
I think
it would be okay?
I think that's kind of speaks to Jacob's point. It's like there is no statute of limitations.
You have to ask.
It depends on what you want as the outcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like, if saving the relationship is important, then it's a significant amount of time. If
Right.
not, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it just kind
Well,
of
if
depends
not,
on
it
what,
doesn't matter if they're still together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are all exes off limits forever? Like, I mean,
No.
okay. That's.
I guess it matters
what's
things
the
like
number?
if you like slept with them, I think that
Yeah.
matters. If it's like, you know, it depends on how deeply you felt for somebody, to be honest. But it's almost non-existent. Like I don't. Again, it'd have to be a weird outlier situation where you're like, you know what? I dated this person and found out I'm not even attracted to that gender anymore. Go for it. Like,
Right.
I don't know, like something wild where it's just like,
But like we all grew up
That's
together.
happened to
We're
me.
part of the same friend
What?
group.
I've done that.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that doesn't count. That's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, but a scenario where it's like, hey, we grew up together or whatever, like we were all friends. You don't have a monopoly on that person. You just dated them. It didn't work out for you guys. You need to get over it.
So are you saying, Whitney, that like, imagine you're single, a friend,
Put your shirt back on. Jesus Christ. Imagine.
a man that dated a friend of yours, that man is off the table forever
Yeah.
for you.
Even though you're single.
Depends on what kind of friend. Again, is this somebody we were? Yeah, like I was
Roommate.
I was roommate with the same person all through college.
Okay.
Love her to death. So 4 years of living with her through college.
Yeah.
If she came to me, or I went to her and said like I want to date one of your exes. I don't know. I can't. I mean, she also dated both genders, so that would be really interesting conversation.
she's
It would
just
open
greedy.
up. It would open up a whole
Taking
nother
everybody off the
conversation. I
table.
think
Yeah.
she'd be like, well, "Go on."
Yeah. Getting a piece of everybody.
Right. But it would just, it would depend. And I don't know. Yeah, out of her exes that I'm thinking of, I'm like, I don't know which one she'd be totally okay with. And maybe she would. She's like married with kids now and stuff. And so she's like, yeah, that was 20 years ago. So
Right.
like,
well, these people
maybe.
are all in their early 20s. Ryder's 24.
I know.
So living together for 7 years.
being that age, absolutely.
We were friends in high school,
Yeah.
and like we know the same crew. We're still in our early 20s, and there's a lot of mixing and matching going on.
Yeah, I don't
at that
think
age.
there would have been a situation at that age with her that I'd been like, yeah, go for it. Like maybe at 38 now. Okay, maybe.
Like I dated somebody at 20, and now I'm 24, and now you met up with my ex that I dated from like 20 to 21 or 19 to 20. I don't know. I feel like this gets measured a little differently at that age range.
Well, but it doesn't matter because the writer is angry.
Yeah, no.
So we're like trying to justify.
Yeah, I'm
like,
just
I mean,
curious
I
where
know
the
you're kind of
number
curious,
is.
and that is an
Yeah.
interesting question, an interesting philosophical question. Like, what is the limit? I think it's just a million different variables.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
But overall, generally, it's almost
Right.
non-existent.
Because like in the group that I grew up with, like the church group that I was in, there was like 20 of us, and there was a lot of mixing and matching between like, middle school and then high school and like early college.
yes,
And then it was like,
at
well,
that
I'm
Like a lot
age.
of kids in middle school.
We were
At
all
the church.
kids.
He was the
Yeah.
church leader,
Yeah.
group leader.
We were all kids at the same time. We were fucking each other. It was legal. But no, like in that situation, then it's like, oh, well, you can't date that person. I dated that person in 10th grade. And it's like, yeah.
But you're not fucking them. Like,
No, they were all fucking.
oh, okay. The middle schoolers.
This was an evangelical church. They were all fucking.
Well,
In God's blind
not
spot.
like penis vagina fucking. No.
Penis butthole.
It was under the as
Yeah.
long as there's metal on the roof, God can't see that. Like, it's fine.
No, I just think when you're young like that, dating means something different typically.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I liked them and we held hands and went to the movies and like
Yeah.
made out maybe or something. But
Right.
like, I don't know, when you start dabbling into like more emotional like entwinement or whatever,
Yeah.
that's a different
Scissoring.
level.
Mhm.
That's it.
How many people did you scissor with?
Scissor me timbers, Mr. Hat.
But that I was looking back at the writer's question or I guess just expression. They said they feel lonely without their usual friend group. They feel angry, which probably because they're feeling like they're being iced out by everyone. It's like these two people, well, one person specifically, your friend betrayed you. And then you also maybe feel like they could be getting hurt by your ex-partner because they were kind of a shithead. So there's complicated feelings there, like being upset with her for betraying you, but also worrying about her maybe. And then on top of that, they both are kind of feeling like they're colluding against you to like pull all your friends away from you. That's just a lot of layers.
Yeah.
I'd be more upset about losing the friend group than I would be about the other two.
Yeah.
Because like if the other two just do that, to me, like I would make I try to find that silver lining and just be like, okay, they saved me some time because they're shitty people.
Yep.
And so they've saved me from having to invest any further into this relationship for them only to disappoint me later anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how I would reframe that. But losing the friend group, I think that would hurt the most.
Yeah, especially when you're that young. Like,
Yeah.
that's your people.
Yeah.
You
No.
know? That's really hard. And now for like 9 months, you're not being invited to stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're going to make it weird. And it's like, I dated my ex. It's like, well, you were
Yeah.
hanging out with your ex. And it's like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I could
This
see
is a-
scenarios where people, you know, I don't know. I don't think they're all assholes, but
No.
It's tricky.
Can you invite your friend group to stuff? Like,
Yeah. You
I know Nick was probably going to go that route.
That's what I was thinking too, is like you can invite them, you know, and you can try to maintain some sort of connection. Or maybe not even all of them, but, you know, just like individuals from that group, you know,
like
and just to
that.
try to work on maintaining some of those individual bonds.
yeah.
It's also maybe not a bad time to kind of start exploring other friend groups and
Well,
just kind of like
your
meeting
best
new people.
friend, what got best friend depressed in the first place was that best friend broke up with somebody they'd been dating for 5 years.
Ooh, yeah.
Clearly you go fuck that guy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's obviously
And
the
get
move. You look
pregnant.
that dude up, you get pregnant, and then you go have the life she was denied.
So far we're 3 for 3 on all
just-
3 of these letters. Like, get pregnant.
The obvious answer.
Get
it's
pregnant.
We know the
staring
name
right
of
at
this
you.
episode.
Yeah.
You know, I shot Jim down earlier. I can't shoot him down on this one.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I think I just agree with
That's
him.
best friend support
Yeah.
right there. That's what that looks like.
I think Jim and I just became best friends.
Yes! Got him back. Oh, end the show. End it right there before he takes it back. Good luck with this one, Ryder. And congratulations on your inevitable upcoming pregnancy. As we wrap up the show, we want to remind you can sign up at patreon.com/therapy. You can get the extended show ad-free a day early, as well as enjoy our live chat Discord community, our weekly deep dives, interviews, skill shares, research roundups, and rants. We have new reviews
Yay.
at iTunes. Thank you for the support.
This goes back to the beginning of the show. You can have all these 5-star reviews. You get one negative one, though. That's the one you pay attention to.
I go back and read it all the time. There's a 2-star on there that says "fuck this Jim guy."
No,
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
really?
I saw that one. It's good.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Was it signed by
I
Jacob?
think about
No, it's
it
genuine.
every day.
No, that's-
it's absolutely real. Yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely
genuine.
real. Yeah, it's terrible. But we did get a new
Terrible.
5-star review. Insightful and entertaining. A must-listen mental health podcast. Absolutely love Pod Therapy. This podcast is a gem for anyone interested in mental health and personal growth. The hosts, Jim, Nick, Whitney, and Jacob, have an incredible dynamic that blends humor, empathy, and expert advice seamlessly. Their
Yeah,
banter
but what do the other
is-
3 do?
Heyo! Their banter is like a therapeutic comedy show. You'll laugh, you'll learn, and sometimes you'll laugh so hard you'll forget that you're learning. They tackle serious topics with a lighthearted approach, making each episode both informative and entertaining. The way they address listener questions with genuine care and practical advice is like having a personal therapy session with friends. Would listen again. Thank you. That's lovely.
Awesome.
And we got another 5-star review. Best podcast for future mental health professionals. When opening up the armoire of mental health in the podcast world,
Ooh, that's a
one
new one.
show stands above them all. Whether you're resting your head on a pillow or taking a tour around town, Jim, Nick, Whitney, and Jacob provide great insight for those needing advice and for those aspiring to become mental health professionals. I love their extra content, which is a reservoir of deep dives into the profession. Love this podcast. Keep up the great work. Signed, Chad, the safety lad.
Chad, the safety lad. Bravo.
That's amazing.
It's funny even when you're sincerely trying. That's
a
what
work
makes
of
it even
art.
funnier.
I'm not wrong. We also got a letter, an update letter. I guess this is under announcements.
It is, because it fits under announcements.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not really,
Copy.
it's not an update.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like I knew what I was doing when I put it there.
Do
But
I
go on.
read this?
Yeah.
Okay. Tax changes for Canadian listeners from Andres
thought it may be helpful.
Saavedra. Hi, Pod Therapy cast and crew. A positive change in Canada healthcare worth sharing. As of June 20th, 2024, psychotherapy is joining other medical services and is now HST exempt, which is the harmonized sales tax. It's collected from clients and paid to the federal government by service providers. These services are still not free, and universal health care still has some limits, but at least care provided by some licensed mental health workers is slightly cheaper, up to 15% cheaper depending upon which province you call home. Some provinces, like for example Quebec, have special rules. The article I found doesn't say anything about life coaches, as they are not licensed or regulated. Sorry, Jacob.
No, we don't like to be licensed or
They
regulated.
don't want the government telling them what to
Yeah.
do.
We do our
Unrelated.
thing.
That's the way we like it.
Unrelated, but also worth sharing. I just found out that many employee assistance plans will reimburse some mental health care treatment, even for part-time employees. Apparently, they've been doing this for a while, but many don't know about it. So if you need help, ask for help. Love the show. Still, keep chipping away at the stigma. Cheers, Andres Saavedra.
So, yeah. just
Cool.
thought that'd be,
No, it's a good
helpful to put
update.
in there.
Good update.
And just to our French listeners, just want to say,
Dire que votre ville sent la pisse.
so we're very
Something
sorry
out of pencil.
for saying that your city smells like piss.
Oh, piss.
Ah.
I was like, La Peace?
Le peace. That was worth it. That's all good.
So we got no new Therapals, Therodactyls, Theraproducers this week.
Thanks,
It's a
assholes.
slow week. Well, it was Whitney's
Sorry.
birthday. I think that,
Oh, that's
that
probably
knocks
what it
down.
was.
People
Yeah.
are just
Cut
not
into it.
motivated.
They knew.
No, not motivated to do anything.
Patreon.com/therapy.
Damn
Make us read your name.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But it is the first show.
Whitney, anything coming up on the agenda with the Terra Wests that we need to vote on?
Important votes at Terra West.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. There's one house that they were mad is on an Airbnb list. So they're going to go storm that one with pitchforks. So.
Fuck yeah.
Good.
I'm on their side
Yeah.
on that. That
So
party
that's-
house
that's
shit
an
needs to
option.
stop.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It is the first episode of the month, so we do want to thank all of our theropods, therodactyls, and of course we thank all of our theraproducers and partners every episode. But theropods, thank you. Thank you, University Jeff, Robert Paulson, Polygon, Colin, Scoopshernaut, Corey Owens, Joseph Pangrazio, Christine Phillips, Gavin Bristow, Carrie Terhark, Stacy Westerland, Kiwi Fruit Scoop, James K, Chelsea Saracen, Craig Little, Take It Easy Podcast, Don Dorr, Jim Hunter, Todd Canfield, Scoopatron, Felicia Butler, David Sorensen, Shayla Bullock, Lauren Izzo, Stacy Coleman, Adam Petanuzzo, Mats Lenegren, Scoopator Ascending, Ian Soto, Jessica Cyphers, Lee Popsicle, that Josh guy, Dr. Scoop Little, Mama Ninja Scoop, James Dawson, Sarah Olo, Grumpy Lake Mead Park Ranger, Sam Buck, Karen McCulloch, What Weekend, Some Nobody, BP, Lila, Be Gay, Do Crimes, Kelly Gagner, Nippy, Brian Emra, Matthew Johnson, Drew Helligy, Alec Lancaster, JD Congan, A Literal Pickle, Matthias Vandebrandt, James Hubble, Max the Ginger Scoop, Andres Saavedra Molina, Ken Tinsley, Julius Capel, Water Girl, Stacy, Protect and Scoop, Anona Nurse, Smells Funny, Brady Malichik, Matt Kubik, Duffy the Slowly Getting There Therapist Bear, Chad the Safety Lad. Hey, thanks for that review, Chad. Walker Fluke, Joel McMillan, Kierka Grimm, Irvin Santon, Philip Guyton, Tim Mystery, Almost Doctor, Nurse Joy, Melissa L. Geisler, Christopher Degersi, Trisha Ortiz, Chris Conway, Kirsten Johnson, DJ Seward, Mississippi Hippie, Scott A, Fifi, Patty Glad, Freya Lawson, Todd V, Anthony Camerata, thanks for the trivia, buddy, Eli, Heather W, Kyle, David Williams, Kate Police, Mark Orellana, Buddy Dobbins, Eric Dyer, Trontastic, Glitch Scoop, Bug Nuts, Stephen Landon, Shai Ruparel, Alita Balays, letters, Kenneth Wong, John Finlayson, Adam Balaz,
letters.
Kay Pizzle Dizzle,
Oh, language in
And
the written
upside
form.
down exclamation
Lapis.
points.
Robert Cole, I think Lapis is definitely going to be the title of the Patreon. Robert Cole, KJ, Mr. Poth, Carmen Perry, Syncytium, Jeff Darnell, Jamibi, Jacob Hurt, Persephone Hazard, Ray J. Shark, Clicka Daniels, Recreated, Nathan Mookie, Jenny Rose, Jacob Billingsley, J.W. Reynolds, a.k.a. Scoop Jesus, James S., Alex Jardine, Anna Ivanovic, or Ivanovich, I don't know which one. I don't know which. Juan Monterey, Dylan Kalapi, Wolfie05, Ben Sherman, Chris Courtney, Dale the King, Nora Monaco, Autry Johnson, Jesse Miller, and Cedar Hayden.
Therodactyls, Ice Blue Scoop, Brian Lehman, Scoop Brady, Fred Bashar Jr., Andrea Anderson, Scoop Lindsay, Frozen Cusser, Lori Elsroth, Robert Ward, Richard Bruins, Linda Brandemeyer, Sai Shonagon, Scoopy Just, Hokey Scoop, Dank Butta, Brooks Lyle, Adam Ribchick, and Lovely Spark.
and the rest of them.
Oh, there's more down there. TKO. Mr. V, Jim and Manu, Brogan Hastings, Adam Warren, and Elena. Any more?
That's it.
Okay.
There's also the secret list.
Fun.
Got it.
And of course, we'd like to thank the benevolent, revered, generous, and flagrantly pro-therapy diehards who love you all so much that they give till it hurts. But they're our partners. Thank you, Dirty B and Pickett. And we want to thank our bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of the fan club, the Thera producers. Thank you, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie Jr. Mint, Smitty Scoop, Ben Don, Judy Schneider, Kayla Lansbury, Mrs. and Mr. Hot Dog Scoop, Malia, Leon Kassab, Mason Miller, Richard Macy, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Sammy Scoop, Ben Stanley Slap in Your Face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler T, Mike Helm, Paris, Samantha Cohn, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Team Monaco, Thunder Cougar Falcon Scoop, Matt and Lisa Tangerman, Heyo, Oscar Swanrose, A Sunny Boy, Slurpy Kai Motherfucker, Sandra McWaffle, Dan Martin, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, and Emma Kane.
And if you would like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
And why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our spontaneous side projects, go to patreon.com/therapy. And thank you for supporting mental health.
That's all the time we got for this week's session. I want to thank our landlords, my best friend, Jacob Smith's Ice Cream Social Podcast. And thanks to those of you who contributed to our show today. We really appreciate it. Remember, Pod Therapy isn't something to keep all to yourself. Share this episode with the world. Tag us on the socials when you do. It's at PodTherapyGuys on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. It's Pod Therapy on Facebook. And don't forget about all the extra goodies at patreon.com/therapy.
If you want to submit a question to the show, ask anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. I'm Nick Tangeman.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jim.
Thanks, and we'll see you for your appointment next week.
Isn't it cool how we duet like that?
Beautiful.
Get pregnant.